Hi, I'm Mary Kopczynski, the CEO of Regulator. Welcome to this week's regulatory roundup, hosted from my balcony, which is wonderful in the early summer and late spring. Speaking of sun, the regulator of the week is California. The governor announced a historic $12 billion package to fight homelessness and another $20 billion to promote modernization in K through 12 public schools. But that's not all. The California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation announced, after a nationwide search, a new leader of the Office of Financial Technology and Innovation, which is supposed to be a national model for responsible innovation. The Attorney General of California has launched an official racial justice bureau that is working specifically with all of the various mayors of California cities and towns to combat hate crime. And finally, the California Senate, which is on fire with activity, has hosted and will be hosting a massive amount of hearings on a number of their bills, including a few notables. One allows blockchain technology in birth, death, and marriage certificates. Another bill requires businesses that are licensed in California with an annual revenue of over $500 million to prepare an annual climate-related financial risk report. The topic of the week is biometrics. I know it's not technically financial, and most of the alerts around it typically have to do with medical records. But this week, FINMA, which is the Swiss Financial Market Supervisory Authority, is adapting their due diligence requirements for client onboarding to take in account all of the recent tech in this space. For example, to identify people like humans, you can use scanned chips in biometric identity documents. And instead of other ways to, for example, confirm your home address, you can use someone's geolocation. All that said, FINMA still considers automatic video-based identification as not secure enough. And if you are focused on this space, a really interesting regulator to watch is the Biometrics and Forensics Ethics Group in the UK. They just published their response to the 2021 priorities set by the UK government, and it's a really interesting read. In Compliance Corner, FINRA proposed a bunch of changes to the SEC covering all manners of security-based swaps. But of course, you number junkies may need to hear it this way. They're changing FINRA rule 180, 4120, 4210, 4220, 4240, and 9610. Also, the Federal Reserve announced that HMDA reporting is game on, so that nice COVID reprieve from reporting is over. For those of you still considering what you're going to say about the use of AI at your financial institutions, the FDIC, Fed, OCC, CFPB, and NCUA have now extended the comment period on that use of artificial intelligence request. And related to this topic, sort of, in Europe, the Central Bank of Ireland published a review of firms undertaking algorithmic trading that might be interesting to look at. For those of you following cannabis, the FTC, which for the record writes the most sensational press releases in relation to their enforcement actions, anyway, they busted another company for false claims related to CBD. Also, the FTC loves to give their initiatives like cool code names, and they're calling this one CBD Deceit, like as in CBD, but the D is the D of deceit. Anyway, if you have any CBD companies in your portfolio, make sure they are not making false claims in their marketing materials, because the FTC is currently on a tear. In crypto, the FTC is also busy. They produced a report saying that, get this, since October 2020, consumers have reported losing more than 80 million in cryptocurrency investment scams, which is an increase more than tenfold year over year. And one of the biggest problems is actually fake celebrity endorsements. And in fact, consumers reported losing more than 2 million to Elon Musk impersonators alone. Last alert in our fine tracker, Florida dude got busted for PPP loans he used to buy a Lamborghini for himself. I think I'm doing it wrong. Maybe I should just go and buy that Alfa Romeo. Anyway, that's it this week for Regalytics US Alerts. Join me every Wednesday on LinkedIn and YouTube.